Yes guys, welcome back to Hair System DIY. I'm going to be talking with you today about a brand new medication which is available. It's available on the NHS. It's also been approved by the FDA in America. Slight caveat, it's not approved for male pattern baldness. It is approved for alopecia areata. Now, what is alopecia areata? Alopecia areata is basically patchy hair loss on the scalp mainly. It can happen anywhere on the body, but it basically is an autoimmune condition where the immune system basically attacks the hair follicles and causes the hair to either fall out or shrink, and the hair doesn't grow back. So it sort of leaves very sort of patchy bald spots on the head. It can actually look like trichotillomania. So people who have been following my channel for a while, you know, I suffer from trichotillomania. It's quite a mouthful. Trichotillomania. Suffer it for a long time. I'd say I'm pretty much in remission now, but it does leave sort of patchy bald spots on your head. So it gives a similar appearance to that. Now, this treatment is really exciting because, especially for alopecia sufferers, there's never really been a treatment that's been available or effective so far. So I'm going to talk with you about basically what the studies found, what it can offer for people, but also some of the cons along the way. Because it's important to remember that alopecia areata, people who suffer from that, also wear hair systems and benefit a lot from them. They also wear wigs and benefit a lot from those as well. Before I go into the study, if you wouldn't mind liking this video, subscribing to my content, it helps the channel grow, it helps other people on their hair loss journey find this content, and it may well help them find some solutions on their journey to getting hair back on their head. So in the study that they did, they found that 25% of adults and adolescents taking this drug called Litfulo saw significant hair regrowth that covered 80% or more of their scalp. Now that's compared to 1.6% in placebo. So that's really impressive. That's really, really impressive. Additionally, 13.4% of people taking Litfulo saw 90% or more scalp hair coverage versus 1.5% on placebo. So that's impressive. That's really impressive. So 80% of people, nearly 25% of people saw 80% of or more of growth on their head, which is pretty impressive compared to placebo, that is. Now, I watched their promotional video, and yes, there was more hair growth on these people, but it didn't give full coverage. So it didn't give full hair coverage back from what it was when they had the alopecia areata and it was at its worst. So it was still patchy in the promotional video that I saw. So even though there's more hair, you can still see that there's patches, and it's very possible that whoever takes this drug may still need to wear a wig or a hair system or a hair patch, which I discussed with you guys last week. So that's a really important thing to consider here. Also, 25%, actually not even, it says nearly 25% of adults and adolescents saw significant hair regrowth. So that means that there's basically over 75% of people who didn't see hair regrowth that covered 80% or more of their scalp. So you start questioning, yes, it does work for some people. Does it work for a majority to give them a significant amount of hair regrowth? Probably not. I think more studies need to be done. I suppose the most concerning thing for me is that it's not a complete solution. I think a lot of people who suffer from this type of alopecia will probably still need to get hair patches or wear wigs or stuff like that, because it doesn't give complete coverage. So for me, it's not a solution. Also, it only seems, they'd need to do testing on this to see if it would work with male pattern baldness. In my personal opinion, looking at how it works, which is basically it stops the immune system attacking those hair fibers, or those hair follicles, not fibers, hair follicles. If that's the way it works, it probably won't work for male pattern baldness. That's just my honest hunch and honest opinion. But I'd be interested to see if they did do any sort of clinical research or trials on male pattern baldness to see if this would work for it. But looking at the results for this particular study, it's It's good. It's an improvement on what we've had before in terms of hair regrowth for this particular type of hair loss, but not quite as impressive as they sort of make it out to be. When you see that 80% number, you're like, wow, that's incredible. But when you find that it only worked for 25%, actually less than 25% of adults, where they got 80% or more of their hair back, that's kind of like you're working in the sort of 1 out of 4 category. Like, you might be that lucky one, but there's 3 other unlucky people who are on this trial who it didn't really help that much. I still think the way to go is hair systems or toupees or wigs. I really think, because it gives you the most coverage. Okay, it's not your hair, and at the end of the day, we all really want our own hair back, but at the moment the treatments just aren't there right now. They're not available to give us that sort of result. With a hair system, you get that. You can get any result that you want. You can go as thin as you like, you can go as thick as you like, you can go with a different base, a different color, a different style, and it gives you a natural appearance. If you're interested in hair systems, you want something like what I'm wearing, this is a French lace base from Le Vivid Hair, 15% off any stock system or accessories with them. Adam15 in the coupon code in the coupon code box on levividhair.com. Do check that out. My laptop broke last week. If anyone saw my post about that, I'm waiting for it to come back so I can get back to fully editing my videos to a really, really high standard. But for the time being, it's just me and my camera. I'm going to be doing some shorts this week as well. So do keep your eyes peeled for that, and I'll speak with you very soon. Bye for now.